this off. Hey folks, how you doing out there? And welcome to our first Beber un
Beber y un guiño.
Beber un Guin. Today we're going to talk about tequila. We have been hinting at venturing into tequila and our probably our even a bigger favorite of mezcal and sotol for a very long time, and we have done some text posts about it. But today I was over at the 7-Eleven across from where I have family staying, and I noticed that remember the last one, how hard that was on this bottle to open it and close it.
Yeah.
And they had this sample bottle of the Don Julio 1942 Añejo. And I decided, you know what? I'm never going to buy that at list price. Okay? Because like a list price for a 750 milliliter bottle is like $179, $160. I'm sure you're already out there telling me you can get it cheaper. But I was like, was it a 7-Eleven? It was like $10 for this, maybe 12 for this thing. I decided to buy it 'cause I wanted to try this because I don't have any familiarity with this, but I do know that a lot of times when I'm at parties, I like parties. When I'm at parties, that maybe there's a Mexican chef there, or I don't mean I go to these parties. I'm playing a gig at parties, right? A lot of times it's real fancy. Like if it's Scotch, it's usually some Diageo product like. Think of this as like, because they are both Diageo products. If we're thinking of Johnny Walker Scotch, right? You got the black, you got the double black, you got the green, and what's the top one?
Purple?
No, you've had it, and
Blue.
blue, right?
It's close.
Don Julio tequila. I mean, there are many just regular. Here's the standard Blanco, little bottle we bought a while back. There you go. Think of the 1942 as kind of the blue label in terms of price, as blue label Johnny Walker blended Scotch. So, like I said, I was never going to buy it, and I bought it. So then today I was kind of thinking, maybe it's time we just start doing this drinking. We are not. I'm not even a whiskey expert, but getting closer. We are not tequila experts. I'm nowhere as studied as I might be.
You just like it a lot.
Just like it a lot. And again, like interesting things. Well, let's put it this way. Of note is, when I first got into my whiskey thing, I always had some bourbon around the house, and that was kind of my first foray. Well, my first foray was actually blended Scotch, but I started getting into bourbon and a little bit, and that kind of waned. And then it wasn't until I had some Scotch out at an event, and then I came home and Michelle had told me that we already have a couple that I didn't even really know about, right?
Right.
And then I got into that, and then your favorite rye, or at that time rye, kind of got me more into rye. And right now, I would say that still single malt Scotch guy, still like my Irish whiskey, blended Scotch is there. But next coming up is rye, and bourbon has moved lower and lower on the list for me.
Yeah.
For you kind of also got me back into this by your fascination with mezcal, right?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, am I going ahead?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I'm actually trying to recall right now what my first time having mezcal. I mean, it had to be with Miss Jessica Anderson once again, who introduced me to it and suggested you're probably going to like this because you like single malt Scotch. We should try a really good mezcal. Yeah, I'm remembering it now.
Okay.
And we tried a really, really nice one at a Mexican restaurant somewhere, and that started my fascination. And I think our first bottle wasn't even a mezcal. It was
The one we bought? Yeah, we ended up going to Warehouse Liquor looking for mezcal, and then the guy sold us a Sotol, which we have bought more and more bottles of.
Yes, which was also incredible.
Yes.
So
we're going to get into that one, too. We might have actually talked about that one on video a long time ago. Maybe. That might have been the only other time. I can't remember. So that's kind of our pathway. About a couple years ago, I started getting into No, the one with the black label will be
Okay.
that. Actually, I haven't poured yet.
Okay.
So that is so. Today we're going to talk about Don Julio 1942 Añejo, and then we started buying some mezcals and tequilas. We have a lot of nice mezcals that we're going to. We don't really buy cheap mezcal, do we?
We don't.
You know, not real expensive, but we have some good mezcal. Tequilas we've kind of varied up from your lower price. We don't try to buy junk, and then a couple of little quote unquote fancier ones. But today we're going to treat you to a real favorite, and this is La Gritona. Okay, now this one you might not have ever seen. You can see this bottle doesn't look all that fancy.
So cool.
When I started reading about tequila, I was really starting to see this kind of battle, because I have to be a little bit of a snob about something. And as I like to say, like the only time I show any bit of restraint when it comes to sweets and sugar is in whiskey. I don't like sweet whiskey. I don't like flavored whiskeys. Nothing of that. Same thing with tequila. So there are a lot of tequilas, and it just so happens that your celebrity tequilas will usually be flavored to the legal limits with some kind of vanilla or glycerin or some kind of thing, some kind of
Glycerin, really?
to give it quote unquote a smooth flavor, and it gives this vanilla, almost cream soda taste. That is not saying that I don't like that. George Clooney, well, he's not with it, but Casamigos. That is vanilla cream soda all the way, and we went through our bottle pretty quickly when we bought
did,
that,
yeah.
right? I mean, yeah, if
Definitely,
that's what you
yes.
want, that's great. I no knock. That's one of the better ones of the really highly flavored ones. Most celebrity tequilas, yeah, they kind of suffer under the, well, yeah, okay. You know why. However, this La Gritona, okay. Also, the other thing we want to know is a lot of tequilas that we see in the stores readily available are owned by big corporate companies. They might not be doing things instead of actual stoves or ovens. They might be doing things with autoclaves and a lot of automation. And I mean, you can have a small autoclave and do something all artisanal with an autoclave. I don't mean to mean that, but let's just say larger production runs and stuff that doesn't taste great. This is not one of those, right?
Nope.
La Gritona is a really interesting tequila that is really only distributed by small whiskey liquor or spirits distributors. Each one is different for different countries. Here it's T. Edwards, I believe. This is run by the distillery is run and owned by.
Meli Barajas T. Edward. Wait.
I just
Whoa,
said that.
no, sorry.
Boy, that's good.
Barajas, sorry.
Yes, Meli Barajas. I have no ability to roll any sort of R in my. I don't know why. So that's why I handed it to her, and then you didn't, and then you read the distributor right
I
after
did.
I had just mentioned it.
I
Yeah.
just.
Anyway,
I
this
read
is
whatever
really
comes before
fascinating.
me.
This is a 100% all natural tequila. It is bottled at 40%, like 1942, which is saying something. So just like the blue label that Diageo puts out in Scotch, Scotch, their $170 bottle of whiskey is also tequila is also bottled at 40%. That's not great. This one doesn't need it. This one is also very fascinating because, as we said, it's run by a female, and the entire staff, as far as I know it, we were just looking at the website, and I will post that, is an all-female website from the makers, the producers, to the owner. So very fascinating. We love this one because it's very earthy. Well, I'll tell you about it more later, but it's all natural stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know about 1942 yet. I'm saying 1492 because, well, I don't know why. Anyway, okay, so this is your La Gritona, this is your 1942, right?
Yes.
Which one do you want to try first?
I guess the 1942.
Okay, do you want to drink the water before or no?
The 1492.
1942.
1942.
1942.
1940. Give me a drink of water.
So yeah, tequila, especially bigger companies, they are going to use a little bit of filler, a little bit of vanilla, a little some kind of flavoring because it's legal, and it gives it more of a yeah, a sweeter vibe. It also, if you're mass producing this stuff and maybe cutting corners, you start getting that pencil lead flavor, pencil shaving flavor in tequila, and maybe that covers it up a little bit, right? Now I put this to the again. We're not tequila experts, but we are good nosers, nosies. We're very nosy, and no, we're not. Just people tell us all the stuff that we need to know. We don't
Yeah,
have to be
seriously,
nosy.
just spill their guts all the
Yeah,
time.
I guess we must look like trustworthy people. Although I've spread secrets around all the time. I don't know what.
Slander.
Okay, on the nose on this, I'm already getting a little bit of pencil.
How did you mention it?
Sorry.
I was going. No,
Do you want me to not mention it until
No,
we take
no,
a
no,
drink?
no, no. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Why don't we do this? Let's nose for a while. Not a lot of earthiness.
It's super sweet to me.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Please be honest. Again, we are not tequila experts, but
That doesn't taste like tequila.
wow.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to be dead honest. You are exactly right. That does not.
Oh my. Let me try again.
Okay.
I mean, I let it lay on my tongue for a long time. A little bit more like tequila that time,
Okay.
but that initial taste.
Okay. If I said, you know, Michelle, I'm going to spend my gig money and I'm going to bring home a bottle of this at $170, what would you do?
Don't come home.
Okay. Are you maybe even a little mad at me that I spent 12 bucks on this today? Because
Maybe.
I'd have no reason to finish that. That is,
Maybe. I mean, I
again,
haven't even had the La Gritona
right.
for a long time, and I'm looking forward to this. I'm now really looking forward to it after this, because I know.
This is really, yeah. And it's funny, it has that same funky Coca-Cola caramel flavor that Johnny Walker has. And I know they're owned by Diageo. That doesn't mean anything. Like, they're not made in the same place or anything like that. I don't know that I would ever
Sorry,
drink any
Don
more of this.
Julio.
Yeah, right.
Your
I mean,
Blanco
yes.
was better.
Yes, that bottle of Blanco. I think. Did you have Blanco at that bar that we were at? And that's why, or did you have
Some
Añejo?
restaurant.
No, you had Reposado, right?
Oh, did I?
think-
Okay.
I think, yeah, we were out at a Mexican restaurant once in Starved Rock area, and you ordered Don Julio. I thought it was Blanco. I mean, I thought it was
Reposado.
Reposado.
Yeah.
And then we were leaving, and this gas station just had like these for like half price. So we bought a couple of them, and I would drink that before this. This is
Yeah.
just really bad.
I don't want it anymore.
Okay. You want some more La Gritona now?
I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to get that. See, still in my mouth.
So
I'm sorry.
on the nose on La Gritona, a lot more earthiness. No pencil lead
Oh.
in the nose. It kind of gives me a vibe of a little bit of
Oh, that was
woody, a little bit more grassy.
green tea.
Green tea, excellent, excellent. Almost like aloe vera
Oh
a little
yeah, it
bit.
was something sweet in a good way, not cleanly sweet.
right?
That's all right.
Right. Now, if you are looking for some kind of sweet kind of vibe, I'm going to say this isn't for you. Okay? If you want a really natural little bit of citrus, that's what I get.
Yeah, it's bright.
Mm-hmm. Crisp. It has some dry notes that remind me of. Let's put it this way, like where you have like a sweet vermouth. That's what this is like. This is like the dry vermouth, and that, but that finish, you really get that. And this is just reposado, but you really get this earthiness, and it's warming, right?
It is very
Like
warming.
it gets more intense at the end of the finish, where this just paled off to like I'm drinking uh, Coca-Cola that's been in, like with an ice cube it's melted, like
That
for
yeah,
right.
that was fully forget. I don't even remember how that felt. This is still going right now in the back of my throat.
Let me tell you a couple more about things about La Gritona. Now this is a half bottle. Sometimes we buy these by the half bottle only because well, it's cheaper, and but also just because you know getting them up on the shelf and stuff like that. And sometimes it's nice to. It's hard to carry this whole bottle around. So if we're going somewhere, it's nice to have this half bottle. Full bottle, I think now goes about. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Let me look it up real quick. It's like 40 some. And
It's reasonable though, right?
yeah, right. I mean, that's other reposados by famous people are going to be in the $60 to $70 range these days. I would take this all day,
Yeah.
But this is not. There's no cream soda notes in this. This is for people who like the flavor of tequila.
Yeah.
That would make sense, right? You would think it would make sense. I just typed tequila into the Guinness website.
La
What
tequila.
an idiot. The 700 ml bottle is $49.99.
Come on.
This one is $25.99.
Yeah.
I have actually seen it at. You'll see this at a lot in liquor stores, and if you're in the Illinois, Chicagoland and Illinois area, Binny's will usually have the 700 milliliter bottle on the shelf, and then if you go into that one of those glass cases where they have like half bottles, and you'll see that this will usually be in there. So if you don't want to risk, you only want to take $25 and try this, that would be a very good idea. This is just delicious, and yeah, it's just really
By
good,
itself neat.
natural. Yeah,
I could see squeezing a little lime in here
Mm-hmm.
and being good to go.
yeah. This I don't even know if it would hold up to that.
Yeah, right.
Like a lime would make this like too. Like this is trying to be smooth, meaning
Is it?
meaning that it doesn't have any kind of alcoholic bite, while trying to be complex in all the wrong ways.
That's I'm like I don't know what. Yeah, doesn't seem like a.
Yeah, we'll
Don't
definitely.
be lured by pretty bottles.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that'll give you. Yeah, they won on the bottling. Go with La Gritona all
Which
day.
is also a pretty bottle,
Right.
as far as I'm concerned.
And I know I'm saying this stuff is tart or anything like that. It's just nice, natural tequila with tequila flavors. So there you go. That's our first Beber y un Guiño.
Beber
I think we did pretty good. And again, I said something without people understanding. The reason why you're going to see Don Julio and Johnny Walker, and I can't remember which Irish whiskey, and I don't remember what single malt Scotch whiskey and what cognac brands they have, but that is a lot of time you'll see like a rack of Don Julio, Johnny Walker, something else, and these other three brands. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm not that excited about them, and they're owned by one of the biggest spirits distributors in the world. There's a rum under there too. I think they might. I can't remember. Anyway, they're all owned by this big company, and what happens is a lot of times they have picked them up from other, interests and other just holdings and all this, and then they just don't do a very good job of it. and more of them are bottling their stuff at low alcohol content. If this had a little more bite and a little more kick, maybe to 44, maybe that would help a little bit. Maybe a distraction to the kind of bland.
Would it help it taste like tequila more? I don't.
Maybe not. Maybe not. This doesn't need it. That's the only thing. Here, I wouldn't change a thing on this. Right?
No.
I like. Please change a thing on this. I cannot believe it. They charge that kind of money for that bullshit. But,
Sorry, it didn't come from me, but I stand by it.
yeah. This is really just not very good. So I'll drink some more. I just want to make sure. I'm gonna after now. I got La Gritona on the tongue. Let me try this one more time.
You're a glutton for punishment.
It's not good. So are we ready for? So what is the thing that's not too stereotypical and not racist that I can use instead of the bottles in terms of an emoticon or an emoji
What?
for rating? For rating.
For rating?
Yeah. The thing I don't like about this, I don't know if this is sealing up real well, but I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, I got it out of sync.
I don't think there's an agave plant emoji.
Good try. Why don't you give me a rating on both? Remember that usually are like starting to think of good bar staple is like usually around 7, 8, meaning you should have it. Something is 8 is something we start to recommend, and then up from there.
I mean,
Or do you want me to do mine first?
no, I'm
Okay.
going first. I mean, I recommend La Gritona. That's gonna be like you said 8 or about like 8.3.
Love it. Really good. It's not one of the best things I've ever, I mean, just overall spirits I've ever had, but it sure is good. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. If there's no emoji for it, I'm gonna say right now we'll go with agave hearts. 8 point. What did you say?
8.3.
8.3 agave hearts. I may have had a little more tequila than you. You've had more mezcals than me for sure. But I perhaps have tasted some more tequilas, especially some of the bad ones, as I was trying some different things. Like you didn't drink. What was that real bad one we bought? Like the one you can buy anywhere. We don't need to talk about that. I'm gonna give. You said 8.3.
8.3.
I'm gonna give it 8.4. Okay, La Gritona. I'm giving La Gritona 8.4 agave hearts.
Make me look bad.
What? I just because I know how much I like it, and
I'm gonna go to 8.4 now.
all right, that's fine. That's good. That's good. Just as a hint, we're gonna be drinking this. What is that? This what that leg was? Soon, and that's another one that we really like, and that's an all natural one. So that'll be it. We might adjust these scores. Getting 8.4.
What's the answer? All natural? Just
1942. Don Julio.
All natural.
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
What score?
Oh, do I have to?
Kind of, yeah. That's what the point is.
I mean,
Go with your gut. You're not gonna. No one's gonna care.
you said 7 is around shelf staple.
No, 7.5 is like in the whiskey world. In the bourbon world, like Wild Turkey 101 is like a 7.6.
This is below that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was. I'm trying to think. What have I given? Like
Because Wild Turkey tastes like Wild Turkey.
Dewar's White Label is 7.5 for me.
Oh, well,
So
this is
and that's like a staple.
7.
Okay.
If not a 6.9.
You know what? This is one of the lowest scores we've ever given on Drink and Wink. I'm giving this a 6.8. I can't.
Why are you? Well, I'm going lower now. 6.7.
No.
I'm kidding.
Everyone can.
It's not not above 7. Doesn't belong on your shelf.
No, absolutely not. So it's great for parties, and it looks good in the middle of a table somewhere.
Not to harsh anybody's mellow who's had it and they love it. not try to insult you at all.
Oh, I'm gonna insult you. What are you crazy?
But you should come and have some other
Yeah,
tequila.
yeah, right. Yeah. Stay tuned for our next Beber y un Guño. Did I do better than that? Guiño. Guño.
Julio!
Gunos. We done?
I think we're done.
All right. Thanks again. We're going to talk about some more stuff and take a little things a little more seriously. This is the time we just tried something we don't like it. We're not going to bring you too many more things that we don't like. We're going to be talking about Del Maguey mezcal. We'll talk about Sotol. What is it? Siempre.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about even Bujo, which is pretty good. We're going to talk about Terra Alta. We're going to talk about some good stuff. All right. And like I said, we're going to be clear. I have a bias again that I prefer the natural stuff. I don't want to be a snob on it. Like I said, sometimes a little bit of flavoring can really go a long way. And if Casamigos rings your bell, go for it. Drink that all day over this junk. All right. See ya. Say goodbye.
Adios.
Well, that was an easy one. I could have done that.